I'm Tara, the author of the Dining on a Dime cookbook where you can eat better, spend less. We have a ton of alternative protein ideas in our cookbook, but I want to go to the grocery store and see for myself if there's actually a meat shortage and what you can do about it if there is in your area, or if the prices are just too high. Because you know what? When meat gets above a certain price, I just won't buy it, period. We'll eat something else. Let's go. I normally don't like Walmart, but I went to Walmart today because I knew Walmart is where most people can get their food if they need to. Kroger is usually a better deal for me, but today I'm going to Walmart to see what they have because I know a majority of the country has a Walmart. So we have chicken breasts for $1.99. That's still the regular price that I always pay for it. If it gets down to $1.74 or less, I stock up, but $1.99 is the average price here. The chicken is 97 cents. I went back later, a week later, and they had it for 92 cents a pound, so you can still get whole chickens for super cheap. Pork chops, $3.34 a pound. That's still a really good deal, and this huge package, I could get, man, 6 or 8 meals at least out of this almost $15 package of pork chops, so that's still a really reasonable deal. I mean, I can get pork chops for 99 cents to $1.99 on sale, but that's not unreasonable. So they have hamburgers, not quite 7 pounds, $19.83. That's still a really good deal, about $3 a pound for ground beef. Still, I mean, you could take this ground beef and just cut it up if you needed it for tacos or whatever too, if you wanted to. So for ground beef, we've got $5 a pound here, and then we have almost $5 a pound over here. Now, the rolls of ground beef, $3.42, that's really not that bad. That's about what it runs normally for regular ground beef around here. It's gone up about 30 cents a pound, but that's really not horrid at all. I don't pay more than $3 a pound for ground beef usually. Since we're in a supposed crisis at the moment, I would go up to $3.50 or $4 a pound. That's fine. I don't think that's outrageous by any stretch of the imagination. So one thing, look for markdown meats, guys. They still are having a lot of markdown meats. Here's some sausages for $3.63, and I think that's just under $3 a pound. $3 a pound for sausages, that's a great deal. I have chicken leg quarters, still really good deal. $6.40 for 10-pound bag. That's 64 cents a pound. That's excellent for meat. I mean, I can get it on lower for 39 cents a pound, but that's still a really good deal. Then they have 10 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $18.83, frozen, $1.88 a pound. That's really decent. Okay, so what are some good meat alternatives? Let's say you can't get meat or it's just plain too expensive. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is a great source of protein, but peanut butter has oil in it, so it will go rancid. Even the powdered peanut butter like this is a great alternative, will last a little bit longer, but peanut butter will go rancid. So stock up for 6 months or a year's worth, but I really wouldn't do more than, I mean, you could probably go up to 18 months, but the oil in the peanut butter will go rancid, so you want to only do it for about 6 months or a year's supply. The next alternative is beans. Yes, beans are a really good source of protein. And I know it's basic, but beans last forever. And I'm talking 10, 15 years in storage, just fine. You want your red beans for your chilies and that kind of thing. You want your white beans for bean salads, Italian dishes, that kind of thing. Really good in those recipes. If you take beans and add them with rice, they make a complete protein, so you have a whole meal in itself. Now, do not forget to get spices, guys. Spices are really important. Look in the Mexican food section. Get the discounted spices like onion salt, onion powder. You can see most of them are sold out here for good reason, but stock up on your garlic powder, your onion powder, your cayenne pepper, your chili powders, all those types, your salt, make sure you get salt, guys, because you're gonna get tired of eating just beans and rice, and so you could add some flavor to your beans and rice, and that would help improve things when you're in an emergency situation, okay? All right, next, then don't forget to hit the canned beans. Canned beans are super easy to make. These are refried beans, but you can use any type of canned beans like this. They are quicker and they are easier, especially if you're in a no water situation. So make sure you have some dried beans and some canned beans. Dried beans are super easy to cook. They take a while, but you just put them in the pot and let them cook. They're not hard at all. All right, next we've got our tunas. Tuna is super yummy. You know, if you like your tuna, be sure to stock up on tuna. Be sure to stock up on canned chicken. That's a really good, easy way. That's just a little over $3 a pound. That's still really good for meat. The same here with this beef. It's about $3 a pound, maybe $4 a pound. So that's still a really good alternative. Check out your chilies. Chilies are high in protein. They're canned. They're all ready to make. You can eat them cold or you can eat them warmed up. Now, make sure you guys get some bouillon cubes. Don't waste money and space on broth, boxes of broth. I have never bought a box of broth in my life. It's basically just the same exact thing as bouillon cubes. The only difference is the bouillon cubes last longer in storage, and all you have to do is add boiling water to use them, and they can add a ton of flavor. This here is one of the dumbest tips I have ever heard in prepping. People should stock up on nuts, but you should not stock up on nuts, especially the ones in the bag. Now, maybe the ones that are vacuum sealed in the cans, they do last a little bit longer. But nuts in a bag do not last at all. Hardly 6 months. Nuts last about 6 months. If you put them in the freezer, they'll last about a year. But nuts are not a good long-term storage food to have on hand. Guys, stop it with the nuts. It's crazy. They go rancid because they have oil, so stop buying nuts. The next thing is dry milk. Dry milk is super easy to store and it will last a really, really, really long time. So I have dry milk that I bought 5 years ago that I'm using out of my stockpile now. So use it, guys. And if it's one per customer, we'll get one every time you go to the grocery store. Stop making excuses. Even if there's limits on stuff, get the limit, get the amount that you can, and just work with what you have and what you can. Next, whenever you go to the store, I don't care if it's one extra can, get one thing to stockpile. Even if it's one extra can of peaches, an extra can of tuna, an extra can of roast or beef, canned beef, whatever it is, just get one extra thing at least. Now, an easier way is to just get a case. You know, usually a case is like 12 cans of fruit. That's $10 to $12 every time you go to the grocery store. Just spend $5 or $10 and get what you can and do it that way. Then you're not throwing a huge amount of money stockpiling when you're trying to save on a budget, okay? All right, eggs. Eggs are a great alternative for meats, okay? If you have a choice and there's a limit, like our eggs were limited to 1 per person, I would get the 60 pack of eggs instead of the dozen. But we have a large family. We eat a good amount of eggs. We probably eat a dozen of eggs with my recipe testing, we probably do a dozen eggs every 4 or 5 days when I'm doing recipe testing. Otherwise, it's about a dozen every 5 to 7 days. So look at the prices. Guys, these prices are not bad at all. You need to stop believing the news, period. I keep seeing articles and this makes me so incredibly angry. They are just flat out lying to you. Grocery prices are not soaring. That is a lie. Eggs right here for 60 dozen, $1.34. $1.34 for a dozen. Here, they're $1.55 for extra large eggs. That is the regular price that I normally pay for eggs. $1.38 for large eggs. Guys, that is the regular price for eggs. I can get them on sale for 99 cents, but that is not outrageous and that is not soaring. That is regular food prices. So stop buying into the propaganda that the world is coming to an end with soaring grocery prices. It's a lie. Next, cheese. Cheese is another great alternative for meat, okay? If you don't have any meat, you can use cheese. It is filled with protein. A grilled cheese sandwich is actually a very good meal. The problem is when you eat 4 grilled cheese sandwiches. So use cheese as an alternative. Make some enchiladas, or you can just use it on salad, grilled cheese sandwiches. You can use it in potato soup. Anything like that would be really good. Go to your sausages. We can get Polish sausage, $2.78 for a Polish sausage. This feeds us for an entire meal for my entire family. $2.78, that's the normal price that I always pay. That's not bad at all. Don't forget your lunch meats. Lunch meats are a great source of protein. When this whole thing first happened, it was crazy. The meat department was totally wiped out, but guess what? The deli was completely full of really good meat, and the prices didn't go up. So don't forget your lunch meats, and don't forget lunch meats like bologna. This is a bunch of bologna that people don't like. Bologna. My grandpa, 92 years old, just died this last Christmas. 92 years old. He ate bologna almost every single day of his life. Almost every single day. He had a bologna sandwich. He loved bologna. And he lived to be 92 years old. It is a bunch of bologna that bologna is bad for you. It is perfectly acceptable. Same thing with hot dogs. Don't forget to check out the hot dogs. Also, they're smaller and easier to pack in a freezer and stack in a freezer. So that would be a great alternative for meat. Don't forget your sausages, your roll sausages, your Italian sausages, your breakfast sausages. All of those are a good alternative. And of course, bacon, always really good. And especially don't forget to save your bacon grease. Use it instead of butter for your eggs, for buttering, or for greasing your baking pans, all of those kinds of things. It's really good for lots of things. I have a video on that, and you can watch that up here. Okay, we're home, and we're going to see which of these is a better deal. This chili with no beans is 15 ounces, and it was $1.98, so I take $1.98 divided by 15 ounces. That makes this 13 cents an ounce. So this has 15 grams of protein right there for 1 cup, which is 8 ounces approximately. So times 8 equals, that makes this $2.11 per pound for this chili for protein. Now, for the 100% beef, 100% all natural beef, we have $7.74 divided by 28 ounces equals, and for this, a serving is 2 ounces for 11 grams of protein. Okay, so this one takes 8 ounces for 15 grams of protein, and this one takes 11 grams of protein for 2 ounces. So we're going to take that times 2. This is 55 cents for the slightly less, not a lot, a little bit, slightly less protein than this. So actually, even though this beef was super expensive in my book at $7 a can, it is actually a better deal protein-wise because it takes less protein to get almost the equivalent of the no bean chili. How are you going to pay for this? Okay, how are you going to pay for this? You're going to stop buying stuff like chips and sodas and all those kinds of things, and you're going to start using that for real food to stock up in the first place, okay? I hope that gives you guys some great meat alternatives. The trick is don't panic. Use your brain. Start thinking about what it is you need to do to help get through times when food is having a shortage, or you may not have the money, you're laid off, whatever. We have over 1,500 free recipes and tips on how to save money on your grocery bill at livingonadime.com. And we also have our Dining on a Dime cookbook. I will see you guys next time.